Hi everyone and welcome to another video on this channel. Today we're gonna do a reaction video and we're gonna react to a vintage interview of two motherfucking legends. Two, and I show four because 2 times 2 is 4. And it's Richie Hawtin and Ricardo Villalobos. Absolute legends, more in the on the housey side. From what I can tell you is that's how Berlin sounded pre-COVID pretty much all the way through. Maybe not in Bergheim, but definitely in all the other clubs. This was the sound, like minimal techno into like house, verging into house. Correct me if I'm wrong. So yeah, we here Slice presents Ricardo Villalobos and Richie Hawtin from Minimuller TV. Yeah, so we leave a like there. So also visit their video, like it, and maybe share a comment on something. Cause shout outs to them that they posted it. I think it's an interview from Electronic Beats and it was originally dubbed in German, but they uploaded it with no German dubbing, so we're pretty blessed on this side. So let's dive into it. Get it. Long ass intro.
The first time I saw him,
Boy, they look young. Which year is it? Is it 2000? Man, did I say which year it is? It is 2005. It's 19 years ago, almost 20 years ago. Jesus Christ, they look so young.
the first time in Love Parade 93 or 92, 93, something
Yeah,
like that.
this is funny because tomorrow is the closing of Tresor. It wasn't one of the first times you saw me playing at the Plastic Man show in Tresor.
It was really amazing. It was in those times the music was pretty fast, you know, sometimes even faster. And one night before,
Interesting what he would say about like what this person at that time would say about the speed of the music nowadays. Was really fast. Now we're at 160. Maybe he's talking about 140 or something.
he was playing downstairs and like in the I don't know what it was, like the Trezor, the real Trezor, and he was playing a house set, and it was, for this time, it was something really cool because everybody was like from Detroit was playing really harder Detroit techno, you know. So it was really, really nice. And then one day after you played this live show,
It's interesting side note. What is hard, Detroit techno? Because Detroit techno is pretty chill and mellow, I would say. You know.
and it was down tempo, yeah. And everybody was like, ugh. And then after 2 songs, everybody got it, and there was an explosion, you know. It was really nice.
Yeah, I was really playing really weird slow, and compared to what was happening here,
Does he even listen? He looks like he's high as a motherfucker.
was even more different.
Yeah, absolutely slow, yeah.
But it was a really funny night.
Yeah, it's very nice.
So I guess that's the first time we kind of met without meeting each other. I don't know when we finally connected, but it was slow, and then suddenly, at the right
It
time,
was evident.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the end. It was like we were playing in Ibiza together, and so you have this certain after-hour situations where everybody is going more intimate, in an intimate situation, a private house, or
Where everybody's going intimate into an intimate situation. I always like it when like DJs. We had an interview on Extrema with a DJ. I won't name him because he probably won't allow us to post this interview anyway. But he basically was not able to talk anymore. So funny, and he was just like talking about, yeah, clubs are more intimate. Festival is not that intimate, and then he repeated himself. He was definitely out of order at that point. I would just wonder why he said, let's do the interview.
little sound system, and via this, like, I think in this way we knew each other step by step, every time a little bit more.
The easiest answer to say why we get along, why we hang out, why we play together is because the essence of it, we love what we do, we love the music, and I think we're always looking and searching for something new,
Yeah.
you know.
And we're searching for something new, but we're searching more or less for the same thing, you know. It's the thing to understand out of dance floor what is exactly the information that people have to get in this moment to have a very good time dancing and feeling the music, you know.
But I would even take it one step further.
Also an interesting point. I know there is like no interviews of DJs pretty much, and I think like this essence is kind of I wouldn't say lost. I mean, I think the good DJs still have it, but I think like what the thought process of digging up music and really thinking about the dance floor, not about like the social media stuff. I know in this way probably social media like ruined a lot of stuff, but you know, it's a double-edged sword, the social media world. We are bigger than ever, cooler than ever, and yeah. But the essence of like digging up music and doing the best for the dance floors, definitely, I wouldn't say lost, but we need more of Richie Hawtins and Ricardo Villalobos.
Further and say, you know, we experiment with this on the dance floor all the time, but it goes to any time you're listening to music, whether it's in the club, at home, or whatever. But sometimes something happens in your life when you're experiencing something, and it becomes so incredible and so important that you remember it for the rest of your life. These are these moments, and this is what I was always trying to create when I made music, when I DJ'd, and it was what I heard when I heard Ricardo play. And so together, the combination, it's like we're always thinking about what we've done, the music that we've loved, but also how to recreate or make that special thing happen again. And to do that, you can't do it by doing the same thing. You have to twist it and come up with a new thing. So it's always a new journey. We live what we do. This isn't our job. We do this. This is the only thing we feel in a way. It's really part of our personalities. So that's a real strong connection.
It's interesting. I really wonder if like at that point in their career they like earned money, like huge money, because now they do. And interesting if they still see it in the way they've been telling it. If they still think that it's not their job and still like trying to dig out new music like with the same, you know, young esprit. Wow, these glasses, I know you know, they came back like a few years ago. Jesus Christ. They basically look, this cover shoot basically looks like, what's the name? Ozone? Ozone? Almost. Almost like the techno version of it. Yeah, anyway. I think you get the vibes. Just in techno, one has to look to the side and the other side looking straight to the camera with these oversized glasses from, I don't know, what is it, Chanel or something? So techno. On his Nokia.
My intention to do music is simply doing music, and then later see, okay, this could be something for Playhouse, for Perlon, for Minus, or for Cadenza, or whatever, you know. But it's important to focus on certain labels, not to do many things everywhere, you know. This is also the problem with remixes, that you you're selling a little bit, half of your soul for someone else, and you're appearing everywhere, and this is perhaps it's not so good, you know.
It took a very long time to remix it. Sometimes you never finish it.
Yes. Sometimes I try to do some remixes and it doesn't work out or something, or I have too much respect for the song.
So you need to have disrespect for a song to remix it. That's the takeaway.
And so it's complicated to do a remix sometimes.
What a stylized interview, I have to say, man.
Everything I do is absolutely my life. There is no effort, you know. It's absolutely volunteer energy, you know, coming out. It's I never think, oh shit, I have to play tonight or things like that, you know. Sometimes, if it's 4 nights in a row, the last night you think, oh shit, perhaps I have to play tonight, and I would like to be at home in front of the TV and doing nothing. But this is happening it's not very often happening then, you know? So everything is coming out of a normal process of what I really want to do. So this is the only way to handle this. And then everything is completely perfect.
What a privilege to have in life. Shout outs.
When someone is talking about you, I have to say that it's good when someone is talking about you and things like that and the things you are doing, but I don't like it so much, the hype thing, because the hype thing is producing a reality or a picture of a person which is not the reality. This I don't like so much, you know, that someone is liking your music without having heard it before, you know, is liking your DJ without knowing anything about you, only because of a hype. You know, that people are standing in a club waiting for something very special, and I'm like, just try to do something special, like to select nice music, but that's all.
I mean, like through the hype, you're getting into the music basically. So this is like pretty gatekeepy, by the way. I think, you know, no matter what it happens, like these two guys had their hype, still have it probably. They're like the motherfucking legends of this genre, yeah. So, you know, you get the hype, yeah, maybe the expectations are higher and like not like close to the reality, but you know, you get into it, you listen more about it, you need to get to know the genre. Nobody, like, I didn't start to hear techno from the hospital where I got birth, where I got concealed. I don't know, whatever. I didn't start techno hearing from like as a baby, you know. So some way you're getting there, probably through hype nowadays in today's reality, and you have to dig your way through and then get to know your artist. And I also like how Richie Hawtin is just like in the background, just you know, zoning out, being there, looking smooth.
Special, like to.
Oh shit, that's some good photos. Yeah, Ricardo Villalobos always looks like so sweaty when he's DJing. He's like funny. Yeah, yeah, this is what I meant.
For me, it's not necessary to start an own label, because around me I have all these incredible friends, yeah, in a normal and professional way, who are doing everything, who are like having all the channels I need to project myself to the outside.
When I'm performing right now and DJing, I guess it's always, you know, I want to highlight the best parts of the tracks that I'm playing. So sometimes this comes down to small loops, small pieces, and sometimes it's the whole track. I think the best thing for me right now would be if all my favorite, well, not even my, just any, you know, all the artists or producers would just send me CDs, or a lot of people are actually uploading things to my internet server now. And that makes it easy.
CDs and uploading files to a server. Jesus Christ. Are we talking about the Stone Age?
Easier for me to get into my computer and then manipulate them. You know, one of the hardest things for me the last years, you know, adopting new technologies like Final Scratch and Ableton and this and that, has been taking all the records and recording them into the computer. You know, I can't say I was doing this. Actually, my friend Magda was doing this. This is how we kind of started to work together. But there's always a lot of time between getting the record, getting it into the computer, and prepared and ready to play digitally. And that's kind of, in a way, held me back. But finally, right now, I am starting to get more and more things sent to me, and more just loops.
So Richie Hawtin is more the nerdy guy, and Ricardo Villalobos is more the emotional feeling guy, from what I get. Interesting cover. Reminds me a bit of what's the name? Kraftwerk. Das Model, just with white eyes. Seeing all of that shit.
DJs will always, in the past, DJs were always great DJs, like, you know, Derek May, Laurent Garnier, all these guys, Ricardo, just they take the best parts and mix them together in a way that something special happens. So it becomes new again. And for me, I think the more material I have, the smaller the components that I can break it into, the more possibilities I have for, keeping myself interested and giving the people a better experience.
Yeah, this is also like an important thing for me, why I said like in the podcast that I basically can't remember any track basically of a DJ set when I'm raving. And maybe, and then we talked about it, that basically the whole job of the DJ is you have the tracks you play track A, track B, track C, track D if you have four decks. But what really your job is like to use these tracks as instruments to create basically a new sound, which gets kind of lost in the popularization of like hyperpop, and where you like playing more remixes of Y2K pop songs. But like in the sphere of like house, minimal techno and whatever, each subgenre, just where less vocals are involved, you can really like juice all the tracks out and use them as an instrument and create like a new experience, which is basically my favorite.
Performance is performance. Some people will say DJ is not really a performance. You have to have guitars and stuff. Some people say you have to have a synthesizer. I'm someone who gets up on stage and somehow manipulates, plays, interacts with things to create something musical. And so I think, even when I first started in Detroit, and I remember in 1988, 89, I was always taking this little effects box with me. So even then it was Dex Effects. And even then it was a little bit Dex Effects 909, because sometimes we had a drum machine down at the club. So it was always something more. When I first heard Derek May play at the Music Institute in Detroit, they would have reel-to-reel tape machines going sometimes, and
So is he basically saying that back in the days in Detroit, they didn't play with turntables, they also had drum machines? Did I get it right? So they basically played live sets before it was, so basically played live sets. Do I get it right?
And they were the first guys that I heard taking the EQ and taking, the bass out of one song and bringing up the highs of another song and making it become completely like a third song that didn't exist. There's songs that I heard back then that I've never heard again in my life.
Basically inventing mixing. Okay, crazy.
And I know what songs they were, but they never again will they sound like that.
That's what I said. You're creating a new experience, and like the songs, the whole pieces, and you can't remember them basically, or like they don't feel the same afterwards.
And so that was my introduction to electronic music. It was always do whatever, perform, take the people and take them somewhere they've never gone before. And that's what I do. Is that DJing? Is that whatever? I don't know. I don't care what it is.
Yeah.
The more
That's the right energy. I don't care what it is. I'm just doing it. Love it.
more people try to figure out exactly what I do, the more they put me into one section, the more I'll try and, I guess, break out and come up with something new.
Good shit, good shit.
I hope in the future that information will move fast enough that instead of having to prepare so much at home before performance, hey, send me this file and what's on my internet server and what new records are out, things will be coming straight into my computer and I can really pick and choose what I want. And I hope that happens nearly at a club, so you have some presets set, I'm looking for this type of loop, and really someone's working on it somewhere and they're like, okay, I want to release this to the world, I want people to use this.
Oh boy, the speed of information is definitely skyrocketed since 2005, I can tell you.
And thing comes up, I can listen to it like I'm listening to a new record. This is cool. Straight in. That's what I hope.
Basically the new CDJ 3000 is a fucking iPad with mixing tools.
I hope things happen much more spontaneously. Yeah. I'm not interested in records anymore or turntables. I think it's really the way of the dinosaur.
Said by a legend. said by a legend, there are still like DJs that try, you know, to flex that they are playing vinyls, and usually it's good. Not usually it's good. Most of the time they can't even mix, you know. Like the turntables is it's an art, you know. And for me personally, I know just a few DJs that play vinyls that are playing it really good and really dig the shit out of the genre, like with the niches, undergrounds, never seen before tracks, and then they blow your mind, you know. But some DJs playing the vinyls just for the flex, just to show, yeah, they can do it, you know. But in these terms, they can't most of the time, and just play the CDJs, you know. It doesn't add anything to the dance floor, basically, for most of the vinyl players. At this point, it's just an ego thing, just as you said, basically. I think we're done. I think we're done, right?
You know,
No.
when I was a kid, I just remember my dad sitting in front of his, you know, reel-to-reels and tape machines and record players with big headphones on, listening to Kraftwerk or Pink Floyd or Tangerine Dream and things like this. And that was the soundtrack to when I was a kid. Even when I didn't, you know, like it or didn't know it or didn't really listen to it, that was what was on. So something must have happened. If my father listened to country music, I probably wouldn't be here. I'd be in Nashville. Drinking Coca-Cola and eating McDonald's.
Oh, shots fired. Yeah, so this was Slices presents Ricardo Villalobos and Richie Hawtin. Maybe you see some comments. Yeah. Beautiful montage, epic souls. Yeah, that's a crazy stylized interview video. Maybe we need to bring something back like this, because I don't see any interviews of artists, of DJs and artists, or artists DJs, whatever. So maybe we need to bring that back. Maybe on this channel. If you're interested, write it down in the comments. What's your opinion about what they said, basically? How do you like the dig outs from vintage DVD interviews? If you like it, we can do more of these. There's like a lot of vintage stuff that I found or like dig that I like to see, like the vintage techno shit. Tell me if you like it, and write your opinions in the comments, and leave a like, share it, and yeah, don't forget to like a Minimaler TV for this amazing dig out of two motherfucking legends. So yeah, see you in the next video. Bye.